beautiful Taurians. How are you guys? This is Debs, and of course we're into June 2025. Taurus, lovely to be with you. Thank you for being here. Now, Taurus, I simply feel that in the next, Archangel Michael was telling me 11 days, you're going to be receiving a stream of messages. It could be, Taurus, somebody's trying to apologize. It may be, Taurus, somebody wants to find out information. Maybe you block someone, you stop communicating with someone. I feel, Taurus, you're initially going to feel irritated, but after a while, you're going to feel sorry for this person and you're going to tell them how you feel, okay? Archangel Michael's saying yes. So you're going to ignore the first 2 or 3 messages, but they're going to keep coming in. And eventually, Taurus, you're simply going to speak your truth. Whether or not it's something they want to hear, whether or not it's something that they don't want to hear, you're just going to be honest. Archangel Michael saying, let's begin. Okay. I'm hearing Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Michael. The angels are overseeing this. This was a very intense situation that you had to really think about. I believe what you did eventually, Taurus, was to simply stop communicating. But this person is now coming back into your life. They want to talk, Taurus. So, Archangel Michael, tell us more about the situation for my lovely Taurians. Thank you, Michael. So, whether you're masculine or feminine, it doesn't make any difference. Somebody is going to be sending you a stream of messages in around 11 days. Okay. I heard 11. God, I hope they're not going to send you 11 messages. I don't know. I've got a feeling, Taurus, this would obviously be on text message, WhatsApp, something like that, right? They're either desperate to explain or they feel as if they need to tell you how they feel. They may even, Taurus, feel as if you got the wrong end of the stick, you misinterpreted something and they want back in your life. You may have seen something on social media or thought that this person was being unfaithful to you, if this is a partner. Okay, guys. 2 of Wands. Taurus, for many of you, even though you may not have communicated with this person recently, you have emotionally been sat at crossroads about them. You wouldn't want them to know that, but you have been thinking about this. It might be, did I make the right decision to push them away? Did I make the right decision to no longer communicate? You're at crossroads, Taurus. Crossing that is the Chariot, Cancerian energy. I think this is someone, Taurus, who either you asked to leave, I just want you to go, please just go, right? Or this is someone who may have sort of jumped into your life, caused chaos, and then headed off in another direction. Even though you may not have wanted to continue communication with this person, Taurus, you have been seriously thinking about what happened. In the past, guys, 5 of Wands, a lot of drama, chaos, conflict, maybe other people in the mix. This was not easy. After that time, Taurus, I think you extracted yourself from the chaos, taking yourself off somewhere quiet, symbolically, to think. Hanging on to your money, holding back from this person, trying to decide what you wanted to do. Because this is potentially you and this person having a stream of arguments. There could have been someone else in the mix as well, or maybe even this was a family situation, a family squabble. you pulled back to think, but you were determined to hang on to something here, Taurus. For some of you, it might have been a house. This could be you finding out your partner was unfaithful and you're thinking, well, there's no way I'm leaving my house, right? We're not divorcing, no way. Or if we do divorce, I'm keeping the house. Whatever happened here, guys, it could even be you getting into some kind of difficult conversation with someone that you felt wasn't telling you the truth, right? In your thoughts now, the Eight of Pentacles. Taurus, what you're thinking about is this person wants to work on the situation. Whatever this is, you may be wondering whether or not you've got the strength to put effort into this again. Is it worth my time? Is it worth the effort? In the immediate future, guys, the Queen of Pentacles. So this is you, Taurus. Beautiful. You're actually sitting in a very calm energy, thinking about your stability. You could be sitting in a garden, rose bush there, dog at your feet. But it is the energy of I am not moving. I am not moving. No, no, no. So Taurus, if you do decide to put work and effort into this, this person has to bend pertaining to what you're hoping for. Or as far as you're concerned, you're hoping this person would do maybe the right thing. You are not changing your mind. You don't think you should change your mind because, as far as you're concerned, you haven't done anything wrong. In your fears, guys, Page of Pentacles. You could be fearing that somebody wants to talk to you about a contract. You may be fearing if you don't try and sort this out, there could be issues with a child. I'm hearing this is going to be a bit of a challenge. In the environment is the Queen of Cups. Okay. Taurus, this is either a family situation. You may be having issues with a Queen of Cups, or you could be having issues with someone else in the family and you are trying to protect a Queen of Cups. Now, guys, if this is romantic, this could be same sex. You may be wanting to hang on to a long-term relationship, Taurus, but you may be in love with a Queen of Cups. She may be putting pressure on you to get divorced, to be with her, but you may feel you don't want to do that. It may well be, Taurus, you are simply communicating with a friend of yours to get an external point of view. What do you think about this? Do you think I've done the right thing, or do you think I should communicate again with this person? In your hopes, Taurus, the King of Cups. Very interesting, guys. We have three people in the mix. You seem to be hoping for a King of Cups. So this might be about a connection between you and a King of Cups. But this King of Cups may be married to the Queen of Cups. The outcome, Ace of Wands. I'm hesitant to say, Taurus, you may both get what you want in this, because neither of you are actually ready to change your situations. Taurus, you are hanging on to a house, to a marriage. You've been standing at crossroads about your relationship. It might be that you have already separated from your partner. You're living separately. I think you've been looking very seriously at your finances. You are in love with a King of Cups. But this King of Cups is also in a relationship with a Queen of Cups. The problem this King of Cups has is that his wife is still in love with him. And we have a true pair here. I don't think you're happy in a relationship, Taurus. I think you've already separated from your person. I think you want to be with a King of Cups. The outcome, Taurus, is you two embracing a passionate new start, but I don't think your King of Cups is going to leave the Queen of Cups. For him, this would be an affair, which may suit you, Taurus, because you're not quite ready to completely end a long-term situation. You could be married to someone. But you two are going to decide you want to try and make this work. The only difference between you two is that I think, Taurus, you've already separated from your partner. You could have been married for God knows how long. You may be legally separated, living separately, but you're still married. I think this King of Cups is still living with this Queen of Cups. It's a bit more awkward for him because there is deep love between these two. But I almost feel it's more of a friendship, a deep love based on companionship, as opposed to being in love. There's no passion. But his situation would be different because for him, this would simply be an ongoing affair. Clarification for you. The Page of Cups. You may be thinking about a child or children in the mix. Or you may, Taurus, have apologized to your husband. Your husband may have left you because he found out that you were having a fling with the King of Cups. Possibly. And you may have said, I am so sorry, but I want to stay legally married. I'm sorry about the affair, but I don't want to go through divorce. I want to stay legally married. It could be for the sake of children. It could be for the sake of finances. And I think he agreed. You are stood at crossroads. You may feel a little ungrounded. You're in a loveless marriage, but it's very stable. You don't want to hurt your child or children. The King of Cups is in love with you. You're in love with him, but he doesn't want to hurt a Queen of Cups. So the only option you two have is to undertake an ongoing affair. His energy, he sat with the Queen of Cups, the Hermit. So this is someone who's pulled back to do some thinking. And this is someone who has been looking at their finances and also looking at past mistakes. Okay. Underneath the deck, Taurus, we have the Three of Wands. You are ready to embrace change, but this is a third-party situation. You're feeling heartbroken. I think, Taurus, you and your husband have split. You've walked away. And I think you're trying to figure out a way of you and your King of Cups being together. At the moment, though, you're simply working on a third-party situation. You're working on an affair situation. You feel you've done the right thing, Taurus, because if you were the one that started the affair, you have agreed with your husband to separate. It may be you simply wanted your own space. It may also be, Taurus, you were ready to do that. You just couldn't handle living under the same roof with a man you didn't love anymore. I think there's been conversations between you and this King of Cups. He does love you, but he's not ready to break the heart of the Queen of Cups. So this has been a challenge. In an ideal world, Taurus, you would want him to separate from his Queen of Cups, to move out of living with the Queen of Cups, but I don't think he's ready to do that. He's looking at his finances, and I think he has disconnected for a period of time from you to do a lot of thinking about how he feels about his relationship. So Taurus, this may feel quite specific, but sometimes these readings come through. You may read these energies differently, okay? But we definitely have a complicated situation here. Six of Pentacles. What is primarily on your mind is maybe children, maybe inheritance for children later on. Your children would not receive as much inheritance if, for instance, you got divorced. It may be with the Six of Pentacles, Taurus, This is you knowing that you've been in an unequal give and take situation, but I think you're very scared about actually divorcing. Wow, the moon. Yeah, you're scared about divorcing. If you're in a relationship, a secret relationship, an affair situation with a Cancerian or a Pisces, King of Cups, you may be quietly hoping that he does decide to separate from his Queen of Cups and even divorce so that you two could be together. If he did that, Taurus, I think you'd ask your husband for a divorce yourself. But at the moment, everyone's sort of keeping the whole situation very calm, and everyone is in their separate corners thinking about things. What else are you fearful about? What else is on your mind? You may be worried, Taurus, about an Aquarian. It could be you've hidden a situation from an Aquarian who could be a child of yours. Or it might be, Taurus, you're worried that your husband still loves you and he wants to heal the situation, but you don't feel the same way. You may be worried that your husband's going to say, you know, I want to come back and live at home. I'm sure we can sort things out. I don't want us to get divorced. I want to try again. But Taurus, your heart is with the King of Cups. You don't want that. You want the King of Cups to leave the Queen of Cups. Five of Cups. Oh, there's a lot of emotional disappointment. I don't think you know what to do, Taurus, at this point. Yeah, Ten of Wands. You just don't know what to do. What do I do here? So this is a bit of a challenging situation. Let's have a look at the past. There was a massive argument, Taurus. There was a massive argument, and I think you and your partner split. Yeah. There was a very big argument. You two may also have talked about your children, or this could have been an argument about something that happened a long time ago within the marriage. And I think you tried to stand your ground about this. What was your partner saying? Ooh, okay. Two of Pentacles. Taurus, your partner may have talked to you about the effect of a split separation on your finances. I think, Taurus, you were keen to walk away in the past, but your partner said to you, no, I'm not going to juggle money and be left stressing out financially because you want to be with another guy. I've got to be honest, Taurus. Because this is you hanging on to a house or hanging on to money, but you're standing at crossroads in a relationship. What you're hoping for is the King of Cups. You're hoping to be with the King of Cups. So I take it, the way I'm reading it, is that you love another guy. And this is about you on the fence, trying to make a decision as to what to do about your relationship, but feeling up in the air because this King of Cups isn't making a decision about his relationship. So it's a bit of a challenge. What happened after that time with the Four of Pentacles? Knight of Pentacles. Taurus, I think you had to sit in limbo for a period of time. Whilst you were hanging on to your marriage, even though it wasn't easy, I think you decided to coast, to give your King of Cups time to come back to you to say, I will commit to you. You were waiting for your King of Cups to say, I'm going to leave the Queen of Cups to commit to you. So you thought, okay, I don't want to go through a messy divorce anyway. I'm worried about maybe what my kids are going to think, or I'm worried about money. So I'm just going to sit here, keeping in contact with the King of Cups. Maybe at that point you weren't intimate anymore because it might have come out about the affair. But you were quietly waiting for your King of Cups to say to you, if you left your husband, I would commit to you. I would leave my Queen of Cups. So you were sort of in wait mode, Taurus. Yes, you knew you loved your King of Cups. He loved you. But when it came down to both of you officially ending your relationships, I think both of you felt a bit nervous. Yeah, it wasn't an easy time for you, Taurus. There may have been days where you thought, what am I doing? I'm hanging on to this marriage. I'm not in love with my partner anymore. I'm waiting for this King of Cups to commit to me. He doesn't seem to be doing much, you know. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? The Hangman. You might have felt you were just self-sacrificing. You may have felt stuck. There might have been some kind of insinuation here, Taurus, where your King of Cups said to you, well, if you divorced your husband, I may separate from my Queen of Cups. I think, Taurus, you were waiting for your person to make a choice, your King of Cups to officially choose you. Wow, beloveds, yeah. Yeah, you were waiting, Taurus, for your King of Cups to say, okay, I'm ready to leave my Queen of Cups to commit to you. That's what you were waiting for. But it might have been quite a while, Taurus. You may have felt frustrated. You may have felt, what am I doing here? Is he ever going to leave her? So right now, you are working on your finances. You may be moving money around a little bit. You may be making sure that you're nice and safe and secure. You may still be working. You may have a good job. You're putting money aside. What's going on with the King of Cups? Okay, you two are communicating passionate messages, flirting with each other. But it doesn't seem that he's saying to you, I'm going to leave my Queen of Cups. But you're keeping in touch with him. You're keeping in touch. You may be saying to him, I'm also worried about money. I'm worried about divorcing, but I miss you, you know. This might be you two having quiet conversations when this Queen of Cups isn't around. And he may be saying, I love you too, but I can't leave this Queen of Cups. She'd be devastated. She's done nothing wrong. She still loves me. It's awkward. He is doing some soul searching though. He is really thinking about this. What is your energy, my lovely Taurians? What's your energy? Yes, I mean, you are Empress, right? Beautiful Taurian energy. You may also have Libra in your chart. So you're coming through as the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So Taurus, you're married. You're slightly stressed about money. You're deciding, I think, to hold off getting divorced. You're keeping in touch. You're flirting with your King of Cups. But he's telling you, I'm just not ready to leave my partner. Okay, guys. In the immediate future, we have you. You're thinking about your stability. And we have your King of Cups, who is primarily thinking about his partner, his Queen of Cups. He's doing some soul searching about her. I know she loves me, but I love Taurus, so I don't know what to do here. He's looking at his savings. He's also looking at past mistakes. He doesn't want to do anything too risky. So, Archangel Michael, when do we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups for my lovely Taurians? Thank you, Michael. 18th of July, he's pointing forward. I'm hearing the 4th of October. 18th of July to the 4th of October, there's going to be movement in this, progress in this, or something's going to happen on those 2 dates, which I know, guys, are pretty far apart. But anyway, let's have a look at how the Queen of Cups feels. Oh, okay. Taurus, the Queen of Cups feels betrayed, which means she knows that her King of Cups is cheating on her. So your lover's partner knows that your lover is cheating on her. Her husband, probably. What is she hoping for with her partner? Wow. Taurus, she is considering asking her King of Cups to move, to relocate, possibly to try and get him as far away from his lover as possible. This Queen of Cups may not know the lover is you. This Queen of Cups may not know where you live, how far away you live from your King of Cups. She's assuming this is someone local. So what she's saying to her partner, to her King of Cups, is, I think we should move. She may already have said to her King of Cups, I'm sorry, I feel betrayed. I've got a really strong feeling here. You're cheating on me with somebody else. And so she wants to move. She wants him to agree to moving to another location because she feels he's having an affair with somebody who's local. I don't know whether or not you are local, Taurus, to this King of Cups, or whether or not you live far apart. This Queen of Cups has no idea, right, who you are, but she knows her partner's been cheating. What else is she thinking about? This is about her, wow. Yeah, she's thinking about the Seven of Swords. She's thinking about lies, deception, manipulation. Yeah, Four of Swords. She's not having it anymore. She's angry. She's trying to heal. She's very stressed out. So she knows, Taurus, that her King of Cups, her partner, is having a fling, but she doesn't know it's you. And she doesn't know where this person lives, but she's asking her King of Cups to move. I think we should sell the house and move, because she's assuming he's having a fling with somebody who's local. You may be local. Now, Taurus, enough about the Queen of Cups. Let's find out how the King of Cups feels. How does the King of Cups feel about Taurus? How does he genuinely feel about my lovely Taurians? Okay, Taurus, he feels that you're getting a little bit cool with him because you want him to take action. You have questions. It's almost as if you're saying to him, look, I've separated from my husband, but I'm kind of in limbo because I'm waiting for you to take some kind of action to leave your Queen of Cups. What's going on, right? Are you going to leave her? Because you're not willing to go through divorce, Taurus, if this guy does not leave his Queen of Cups. But you would go through divorce, I think, if he said yes and we would remarry, right? We would marry each other. If you got divorced and I decided to divorce, then we would marry. You're waiting for that. You're waiting for that. How does this King of Cups feel about Taurus? Two of Cups. He loves you, Taurus. Let's put this card here, because this is how he's feeling. He sees you cooling a little bit because you want to know how he feels. He does love you, Taurus. He's in love with you. You are soulmates. What else is the King of Cups thinking? Okay. He may be quite spiritual, your King of Cups, because what he's actually nervous about is reaping karma. He's nervous about karma. Something horrible's going to happen, right? He truly believes in karma. Is he going to leave the Queen of Cups? He's going to coast and think about it. He's going to coast and think about it. He's not ready to leave her yet. If these two had an argument, the King and Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups found out her partner, your lover Taurus, was cheating on her, then he's trying to settle everything down and give it time because she may be very upset in the immediate future. What she's saying to him is, I found out that you weren't faithful to me and I want to move house. I don't want to stay in the area anymore. So he's trying to sort of cool her down a little bit. What is this King of Cups going to say to my Taurians? I love you. Yes, okay. So there's no doubt. Two of Cups, King of Cups, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, he loves you. What are you saying to him? we need to talk about the future. We need to talk about the future. I think, Taurus, you're still sat on the fence about divorcing your husband, but you two have separated. But you're waiting for your King of Cups to give you an indication he's ready to leave his partner. And he hasn't. All he's saying to you is, possibly, I think she's found out, she's talking about moving house. You know I love you, Taurus, but we need to be patient. I don't want to do anything too rash. You want to know, Taurus, because you're trying to plan your future. And it's as if he's dragging his feet. What's this King of Cups energy? Okay, the Emperor. To make it even more frustrating and complicated, this is your true divine masculine. Taurus. This is your true divine masculine. You are a true divine feminine. He is your true divine masculine. So your King of Cups is the Emperor, but he's married to a karmic or a soulmate, a Queen of Cups. And you, Taurus, are married to a soulmate, but you know that you and your King of Cups are true divine twins. What are you saying to your King of Cups? I believe it was fate that we met. I really want to move into a new cycle with you. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and a risk, but what are you going to do? Are you going to stay with your Queen of Cups? He, I think, Taurus, in the nicest sense, might be playing for time, because he's stressed out that his Queen of Cups knows that he cheated on her, because she's feeling betrayed. She's trying to heal. She's talking about moving. I want to move from this area, right? He's trying to just calm everything down. So there's no movement as far as he's concerned. What is the energy between you and your King of Cups? Yeah, you're both trapped in your thoughts. What do we do about this? Because what you're hoping for is for the two of you to come together in union in the 3D. Okay? And he's thinking about you the whole time. But he doesn't feel he can rock the boat with the Queen of Cups yet. He's trying to let the dust settle. You're ready to go for it, Taurus. You're ready to jump into this, to say, okay, if you leave your Queen of Cups, I will divorce my husband. Let's just get the show on the road. But he's not moving, Taurus. It may be a waiting game, guys. Let's have a look at the Ace of Wands. Now, I think this is you two relighting the fire. You may have had a period of separation. You know, it might be a shock that your husband found out, and then this King of Cups, wife found out, you know, everything sort of blew up. I think you and your King of Cups are going to start an affair again, relight the flame. Knight of Swords, though. Okay. What is the Knight of Swords? Okay, King of Swords. Taurus, I feel that this is you believing this would be a mistake. To simply say to your King of Cups, okay, let's just start the affair again. You're obviously not ready to leave your Queen of Cups, but I don't think it's going to last, Taurus, because this is you deep down feeling angry. You're just feeling angry. You may feel your King of Cups is being strategic. You may feel he hasn't ascended. You may feel he simply doesn't want to go through divorce. And so he's sort of forcing you to accept an affair situation again. You may be saying to him, I want to know, are you ready to legally separate? Because, you know, we could be in this cycle forever and not actually feel as if this is moving into something concrete. What is he saying to you? Taurus, he's going to call your bluff. He's basically saying, why are you giving me such a hard time about legally separating from my Queen of Cups or going through divorce when you're still married to your King of Pentacles? Taurus. Well, you haven't got divorced, Taurus, have you? I mean, guys, this might be a backwards and forwards type situation. He's wanting you to fully divorce your King of Pentacles, right? You haven't. You're hanging on to the house. You're hanging on to the money, whatever this is. You're saying to him, I want you to leave your Queen of Cups. And he's saying, well, why should I? Because you're still married to your King of Pentacles. I mean, this is just round and round and round, guys. Round and round and round. Are you guys going to come to some kind of happy compromise? Six of Wands. What's the Six of Wands? Taurus, I think when things die down, you two are going to have a quiet chuckle about the situation. Because Taurus, this has all got very serious. And yes, it is a serious situation, but, you know, I mean, this is you saying to your King of Cups, I won't divorce until you leave your Queen of Cups. And he's saying to you, well, why should I? Because you're still married to your King of Pentacles, right? I mean, round and round and round and round and round. So I think there's going to be a rather amusing conversation where both of you are going to argue, argue, argue. And then one of you is going to say, look, we both are sitting in ego. We both want to be right. You know, we both want to win this. But for goodness sake, we love each other. Let's just enjoy what we have now. I mean, yeah. So what is going to happen? You guys are going to get back into an affair situation again. Yep. Yep. Okay. Oh, all right. But there's going to be a Tower. What is the Tower? Okay, the Sun. Wow. Taurus, either shockingly, your King of Cups, Queen of Cups, falls pregnant, and he might have said, we don't sleep together anymore, there's no physicality at all. If she's of the age to get pregnant, then you may realise that his partner's fallen pregnant. So what you'll think about is, well, they are sleeping together then. It may be a shock, Tower. It could be, Taurus, that one of your children finds out and then it's sort of really game over. Okay, well, our partners know what's going on because they found out about our affair. But this is getting serious now because one of the children's found out. What do you do? It could be with the Sun, Taurus. The shocker is this King of Cups says to you, my Queen of Cups is adamant. She wants us to move far away. We're moving to another state. We're moving to another city. I'm relocating for a job. We're moving to another country. And it's a shock. The Queen of Cups, your lover's wife or your lover's partner, may have realised somehow that this affair restarted and she's putting her foot down about moving. What's going to happen here? Okay, Ace of Swords, make or break. Make or break, Taurus. What are you going to do? I mean, this is serious. If she's pregnant, you know that your King of Cups and his Queen of Cups are sleeping together still, and you may be upset. He may have made out to you that it's a loveless marriage. It could be the shocker is he's going to move thousands of kilometres away and it's just going to be impossible to see each other. Or, worst case, one of your children finds out or sees a message or sees an email or something and confronts either the King of Cups or you. One of his children or one of your children. I don't know. What are you going to realise here? This is just getting really toxic now. The shadow side. Okay. Taurus, I've got to admit, this is you thinking to yourself, okay, this is just wrong. This is wrong. No matter how much we love each other, no matter how strongly we feel connected, Emperor, Empress, right? Divine twin connection, we cannot do this anymore. Neither of us are actually ready to leave our partners in the 3D. Neither of us are ready to do that. The Queen of Cups may be pregnant, or a child found out, or this guy is being forced to move to another location by his wife who's upset. I mean, it's just not good. What's going to happen with the King of Cups? Is he going to move? Yeah. I think the King of Cups is going to move to another area with his Queen of Cups. And I have to be honest, Taurus, he may decide to try and patch up the marriage with her. What are you going to do, Taurus? You're not going to be happy about it. 9 of Swords. It's as if, oh, no. You may be upset. You may be upset. You may be sending lots of messages to your King of Cups. I can't believe it. I can't believe you're patching up your marriage. Don't you love me anymore? I want us to be together. I can't believe that we're in this situation now. What is he going to say? Taurus, he's going to be defensive with you. I'm really sorry, guys. He's going to be defensive. You may have to call it quits, because whatever the Tower was, him moving thousands of miles away, his wife falling pregnant, or one of your children finding out, what he's realized is this is game over. Because of the Tower, there is no way that we should continue this. So, Taurus, what are you going to do about your marriage? Are you going to stay legally married? Are you going to divorce? What are you going to do about your marriage? The Strength card. Taurus, you're going to pull back and do a lot of thinking. You're going to concentrate on your health. And I think, Taurus, you're going to relatively happily stay living separately from your husband. This is you in a new property, concentrating on you. Are you going to get back together with your husband, though, Taurus? No. I've got to be honest, guys. I think you're going to stay legally married. Legally. But I think, Taurus, you're going to very happily sit in the 9 of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. You may have a good job, or if you are older, you may have a good pension, money put away. You and your husband may have decided between you two not to divorce, to save money, and maybe to save hurting children. I think, Taurus, you're simply going to stay in a new property, a lovely new property, make it home, concentrate on your health, do the things you love to do, and stay single. I mean, you're legally still married to your husband, but you are separated. You are living separately. You're just going to continue, Taurus. You may wonder whether or not you're going to meet somebody else, but I think this is what's going to happen. You are going to let your King of Cups go, because what you're realizing is whatever the Tower is, that sort of was game over for him. Okay. All right, guys. Wow, a complicated situation. And I'm sorry I'm losing my voice. Take care of you. If this was your story, do let me know. Drop me a comment. If you'd like a private reading, if this really resonated, you can reach me. Again, my website's down below. I am still offering 30% off 30-minute love readings if you are interested. So, guys, I will see you soon. Bye now.